Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a volume 3 of my traveling junk journal, Sisterhood traveling junk journal thingy. So I still need to do the intro, and I'm going to work on this page today, which is the sign-in sheet. So we will get started on that. Again, I have to sew all my stuff before I start recording because I can't record and sew at the same time because there's just not enough room on the desk space area. So for this page, I used the Maggie Holmes round trip paper. It's got a cute little pink airplane. I did some faux stitching with some gold. I stitched this pocket again with some Maggie Holmes paper and some round trip like little ephemera pieces here. It's very thin. I did not use puffy tape, and that was really hard. But I was like, I need to keep this somewhat flat. But the minute you start adding pockets and stitching, it bulks up the cardstock even more. So I'm just going to glue this down real quick. And I do like to add tape to the back of my stitching so it doesn't come up on the other end in this album. Okay, so got that all down. Make sure it's glued on the corners. Now this is a pocket, so I'm going to add a boarding pass. I printed this. I just Googled boarding pass like online, and I kind of just edited it in my Cameo. I added some numbers for 9 of us. I did flight ticket, pick your window seat, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I say window seat. I added a fun little barcode at the bottom too to make it look more realistic. So here I am just filling it out. Each girl will put their name and then like maybe the date that they started working on it or received it or something like that. So I got it all filled out. Now I'm going to slide it in the pocket. It fits perfect. It's not bulky. Now I do want to add something on top of this just to make it more interactive because I saw a lot of videos where there was a lot of moving parts, and that's what I'm going to try to do with my album. So I printed out this passport image. I added some ephemera with some washi tape, and it says "Let's go girls," and I want to do it kind of like catty corner just so it's a little bit different and not so neat. So I have these holographic overlays. They're like clear sticker sheets. I have a big pack of them. They're from Amazon, so I'm just going to peel it off and put it on this passport. I just place a little bit on kind of like my workspace and then get it as flat as I can. I'm using a little bone folder to push it down, and the backing is coming off that way. This reduces some of the bubbles, but it's not foolproof. There is some bubbles on this, like tiny little ones. I don't know if there's crumbs on the passport or what, but they're not going down, but you could barely notice them. And then now I am just going to trim around the edge and cut this excess off. Ooh, she's cute and shiny. Now it's a pretty passport. And then I'm just gonna use washi tape and tape this on, and I can't find my other roll. The kids took it. I'm like, oh my gosh, go figure. We are going with some fun, funky cheetah print. I love like cheetah leopard print. I did add some glue underneath this washi just because I don't want it to peel up. So if anybody gets this album and something's coming up, just tape it down. Okay, so there it is, a fun little passport part. I do want to add a piece of ribbon to this, which I'll do later, I guess, after the video, but I was like shaking it like, okay, this glue needs to dry all the way because I don't want it to like fall apart, I guess. So here's a piece of ephemera from the round trip collection. I'm just gonna write check-in so that people know that the check-in, the sign-in sheet is underneath this passport. And then I was like, crap, I should have did like a tab and maybe glued the tab to the passport, but I was like, ugh, I don't even know what collection has tabs. I didn't want to go search, so I was like, let me just put this somewhere. I'm like, where does it look good? Nowhere. I just put it on the corner. Like, okay, this works. And like I said, I want to add like a little ribbon tab so that they know to lift that up. But yeah, the front page is like what I envisioned. I instantly think of traveling journal. I was like, airplanes. Like my brain went there, so that's what I went with. So I got this cloud paper from Hobby Lobby. I stitched it in blue, and then I made an airplane with my Cameo. I'm looking at my notes. I need to add washi tape clusters in the corner. And then the airplane is going to be like an all aboard type thing. And the girls can add a small photo of their face in each of these windows. Here's the plane like all together. I'm just going to glue it. I wish I had like a bound notebook versus spiral, so that way you could connect the plane. But hey, I'm working with what I got, and I'm going to do the spiral. So here it is, push down. The little windows all lift with glued washi tape. When I initially thought of this, I wanted the windows to actually lift, but there's not enough room on each of these windows to have like a mechanism where I needed to make like a little pocket for the window. So I was like, forget it, I'll just do flaps. I needed to shove 9 little windows on these 2 pages that are 6.5 inches wide. And this is what I just ended up going with. I offset it with the bottom white piece just to have a little bit of the white part showing below, which their photo will also show like that little sliver of white. So now that our pink Barbie plane is ready for takeoff, I did raise it a little bit higher on here because I want to write in some marker like all aboard, or I don't know, something cute in cursive. I need to practice writing that first because I have hideous handwriting. But I love the way that this look. I added a little silver bullet line on the very front of this. I'm so happy with this page. It's so cute and it's not even done. Okay, rules I need to add. I have not finished the about me. I'm like, I haven't worked on that. Here's the other pages. Okay, so I worked on this last time. It's the this or that. I ended up writing in marker. It says fill out and return, just so they know like they don't take the piece of paper, if that makes sense. So here they are printed out. Hot glue over wet glue, scrapbooking over journaling, hand embroidery, sewing machine, pastels or traditionals, tape runner or foam tape, like % off or free shipping, Instagram versus YouTube. And then they just, put their name. So, you know what? I'll fill mine out right now. And then I'll put it in so they know that you just circle it basically. So I am a hot glue girly, scrapbooking over journaling. Well, besides before all this, maybe I might get into journaling. My sewing machine is much easier than hand embroidery. I do like pastels, foam tape, puffy stickers over flat stickers. So puffy until this album. And then % off or free shipping. I think I'm a sucker for free shipping because sometimes the % off ends up being the price of the $15 freaking shipping. So I like free shipping. And then let's see, I picked YouTube and then clean up later. And then I just put my name. This is a fun, easy prompt and you could just customize it to anything that you like. I did mine with crafty stuff, of course. This next page I already worked on in the last one. I just added some stickers. You can't really see it. It's holographic. It says, what is your, and then sign with a question mark. So they just put their name and the zodiac sign that they are. So these next pages, this one is a texture page, which I definitely wanted. I did some paper tearing, wrote texture. I got my stencil and that's texture paste in gold. And then there's some stickles under there. This is a piece of paper that has sequins on it. So they can put whatever they want on there and just fill it up. This next page, I got notes. I need to add eyelets and stuff first, so I'll get all that stuff. So this is going to be my take some, leave some. I used the Ransom stickers from my book I bought. I stitched it on there and then I wrote a marker, untie the ribbon on sides, and I wrote it wrong. It should be untie the ribbons on the side, but I did the wrong plural on the wrong words, but oh well, it's in marker and I can't change it. So on this, I stitched across the sides with my sewing machine as much as I could get in there. I just ran it in until I ran into the spiral. And then on the very spiral side, I glued that part down. So it's basically a big pocket between two of the pages. And I thought that was super fun and creative versus using envelopes and stuff. So I just used the pages. So here I'm going to use a wet glue and go along like the stitching and stuff. So I'm just gluing that down and burnishing it. And then the back side of this pocket, I decided I'm going to go with like a 90s vibe. And then it ends up turning into multiple pages. So for now, I only have this one. Did the stickers, 90s nostalgia. And then I did like a neon zigzag. I did marker stitching with a double corner stitch. And this is a Hobby Lobby cardstock where it's like half shiny, half not. I glue that down. For this next step, I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile and my eyelets. And I'm going to set, I think 3 or maybe it was 2 eyelets. So I end up picking gold eyelets because those ones don't seem to like crack when you punch them and set them. Sometimes the colored ones, the color snaps and pops off like from the pressure of the Crop-A-Dile. So I'm just gonna do little gold ones going across this, and then that way the take some, leave some, the stuff that they stick in isn't necessarily gonna fly out. Girls, if you're watching this, don't stick anything too small just in case it like flies out. So I hole punch the 2 pages of the pocket together so that the holes line up, and then you set the eyelets separately. So there's 3 eyelets on one side, 3 eyelets on the other, just so it's a fun, cohesive look. So I set all 3 on that side. Now I'm coming in and setting the gold eyelets on this side. So for this, to make it fun and interactive, I'm using a very skinny, I think it's a 1/8 ribbon. I just had yellow. It's like fun, bright. So I was like, this will work. I don't want to do a thicker ribbon and then the girls are fighting for their life to get it through the hole. So I'm just doing a super thin, like threading a needle, but better because the hole's bigger. So there, all 3 holes are tied and cute little bow. and they'll be able to untie that, take it out, take some, leave some. So here, there's that page. So for this, I just figured I'm going to continue the 90s theme rolling into this page since it's kind of a half page. I got this idea. I saw some lady doing like fresh pressed real flowers. That's not really my style. So I was like, let me do paper flowers. And I have a punch that punches these flowers out. So that's what I did. And the lady that did this or showed this, she used packing tape. I used this holographic overlay sheets from Amazon, and I did 2 of them back to back. I made one side sticky, ripped the page, stuck it on there upside down, so the sticky side up, put my flowers, did little smiley faces on them because everything in the 90s had like smiley faces on them. And then I got another sheet of that paper and rolled it onto there and give it a laminated look. And then I'm going to use this composition paper from Hobby Lobby. I just hauled it. And I basically put my paper on there and traced it from this white part on the backside so I knew the shape of the composition part. I went in and I stitched it with some neon green thread all around it, this fun little name part that's torn. And I'm going to glue it down on this and leave a little bit of border of the white ripped part, but it's going to cover up the majority of the vinyl overlay so you don't see that big square. And it looks so cool. You're just flipping the page and it's like a clear part of the page, and it just looks super neat. So here you can see there's like a tiny 1/8, maybe 1/4 of an inch little border right along the composition part. And then you see the clear vinyl. It just looks so cool with the little smiley flowers. The backside of these flowers do not have smiley faces because I didn't plan on doing any like 90s stuff. And then I cut this paper in the roller skates, even though this is kind of like retro 80s, 90s, and putting it on there. So if you guys have any ideas what I should put on this page, or maybe just leave it blank because it's very busy. But a small prompt, like I don't know what would fit 9 girls on here. I'm not quite sure. So I might just leave it blank, or if there's a cool suggestion, I might do that. Leave it down below in the comments and I'll see if it works. This might be my favorite page so far. Look at it, it's just a clear half page, super cool. I love the way that turned out. Super cute. So this part, I'm going to add my stuff. I did a swap and somebody gifted a die cut of a CD. So I'm going to put that on here. I did write Tony's Mix, and then I did Summer of 99, even though I was young in the 90s, but I grew up, that was my childhood, was the 90s. So I was 4 years old to 13 years old in the 90s. And so I'm going to put this little mix, you can't see it, it's in the bottom corner, but I'm just going to glue it so that they know the left and the right side is this 90s, theme. A cell phone. My first phone was a Nokia. I did not get it till high school, so it was already the 2000s. But I'm gonna stick it on here anyway because that's when phones started coming out. I remember my dad had one for his work and his job, and it was in the car. It was like a big, I don't even know, Back to the Future looking phone. So here I'm just placing some stickers down. I made that with my, sticker printer. I'm obsessed with that thing, you guys. Like, it is totally worth the money. In my opinion, I've been using it nonstop. The ideas I have, like I said, you could just screenshot stuff. It is just so awesome. So here is Pogs. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about these till I saw this. So Pogs was a huge thing. I was like the Pog queen. It's like a game with these things. I even had like a custom Pog from the swap meet, and it was just a fun game. Here's a Nintendo. These came out in the 80s, but I've definitely played them in the 90s. I was not old enough to play it back then, but it's a little sticker. I'm going to stick it there. And then also I think this is the Blockbuster sticker I pick. Oh no, lava lamp. Lava lamp. I love those. I almost burned my room down once because I broke it and it was hot. Oh, the good old days. So trolls, I had a collection of trolls, like over 200 of them. Anytime I got allowance, I would go straight to Toys R Us and buy a new trolls. They were like, I think they were just like $6 for like, came in a box and stuff. It was just fun. Over here, I'm writing MASH. I saw somebody write this in their folder and I totally forgot about that game. I don't even know what it stands for, but it picks who you're going to marry, where you're going to live, how many kids you're going to have. I forgot. I don't even remember. This is those dollar signs. You just do 6 lines and do like the big S. So very just fun, like bring back the old memories. So there's my stickers. Super cute. I'm like obsessed. MASH, like the notebook, you would pass it around to your friends. Anyway, so super cute. Okay, for this other side, it's a single page, and I'm going to do a shopping thing. I saw people do this with groceries and like a cute grocery basket, but I was like, okay, let's do like a bag, like a shopping bag. And so I decided I'm going to use these like Mylar clear pink things. These are from Daiso, Japan. It's like a handled bag, kind of like a bag you would get from the grocery store. So I was like, let's do this hot pink thing. And then I just realized when I was going to tape this down that I don't have cardstock for the back of this. So I'm going to have to wait to do this part. I need to cover that first before I can glue it, and I want to probably stitch it. So I'm going to have to just wait to show you guys that part. But basically it's going to be this prompt inside the bag. And I took a screenshot. I added some random stuff to my cart on scrapbook.com, took a screenshot on my computer, uploaded it to my Cameo, edited out like the stuff that was titled on there. And I went through with some black pen, wrote some lines on here. Right here, I did a take an extra 26% off with Sisterhood because it's traveling journal, you know. So I just did the lines. I did a little sticker on the side. It has like a little cart on it. And then I wrote cinch machine and 110-pound cardstock. It's kind of like, what do you need? What's your next purchase? Stuff like that. Those are things that I need to buy and want to buy. And each girl will just fill in the line of something. It's basically like a wish list, I guess you could say, or what's actually in your cart. It doesn't have to be too technical, but yeah, I'm going to tape that onto this page right here. So once I get that paper ready, I'll tape that down. But yeah, this is it for today's video. Just some fun ideas for the prompts for your journal, your personal journal, or a traveling journal. Bye, guys.